Hi everyone, I'm Martin, who are you? And today we are playing Cities Skylines 2 Richie Bay. Welcome back everyone, and thanks again for joining in here in the city of Richie Bay. Now before I start talking about what we're going to do in today's video, let me address the elephant in the room real quick. We've reached over 300 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for the support here, and if you are new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it will greatly support the channel. Anyway, you guys know a little bit about me here because I always start yapping in my videos, but I don't know anything about you guys. So if you are hearing this / seeing this, please leave a comment down below on which country you are watching from. I'm a little bit curious, and my name is definitely Martin. Who are you? So, you know, I want to get to know you guys just a little bit more. Now, for today's video, we are here currently in the city center, close to the commercial district. And finally, everything is back to normal. Remember, last time we had the struggle with a lot of glitching and skyscraper city building and stuff like that. But for today's video and for future videos, I'm gonna take things a little bit more slow. Because if we zoom out, as you can see right now, Richie Bay is quite the city center. I tend to create quite large builds in the past few videos, but I really want to downsize just a little bit more and focus on a specific area where we can detail way more than I did before. Now, for instance, we have, of course, still these few empty spots around the river right over here. And I've really been thinking about what we're gonna build here. I struggle a little bit, but I finally got to realization we don't have a real creative area here in the city just yet. Basically, everything has its function. Hickory Junction is its own little district with a lot of commercial zoning and apartments and mixed housing. Then we have the row housing over here, a central bit a little bit here with a commercial area. Then we have the central station area with the city center, the bank and its business center, stuff like that. But none more like a creative look where maybe artists live, and you know, it's a little bit more funky basically. So I want to create an area of the city where people around their 20s or 30s basically search for the new creative hotspot right here in the city, or that popular local restaurant, stuff like that. Now we do have, of course, these mixed housing rows here, which I still do like. It's a nice complex that we have alongside this river. We have some low rent housing and then basically some elementary schools to fit the children in. But I do also love the fact that we now have this subway station around here, so people can easily access this neighborhood as well. And fun fact, I live in Antwerp City, and recently I visited the Antwerp City Brewery, and let's call it by Dutch again, shall we? So you can learn a little bit Dutch as well. Brewery in Dutch is brouwerij. Let's say it with me. Brouwerij. It's so stupid this. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to create something similar around this small area. So we're just gonna focus on this tiny section right here. We're going to do nothing else but make this pretty and perfect with the unique building, of course, that I've already set apart right over here. Let me see. We're gonna use this one as well. This is the unique mixed house building. I think it fits perfectly with the brewery that we have in the game. And of course, to me, it would make sense to have a few shops close by the brewery because, you know, commercial wise or business wise, it would be interesting to have some shops around there, because this would be a new creative hotspot. And this is the in-game brewery right here. I hope I pronounce it right in English. My English sometimes is all the brewery. Anyway, this is the brouwerij. We're gonna use it. We're gonna give it a nice spot into that section. So I would suggest grab a cup of coffee, sit down tight, and well, grab a beer basically. But that would make more sense though. Anyway, grab a drink of your liking and let's start building. First, let me grab a sip of coffee. There we go. And then we're gonna grab the brouwerij right here and move it into the new neighborhood where we want it. That is around the riverside. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yes, it's over here. Let's place it around this intersection. I want to face it this way because the sun is facing this direction as well. And I want to see this building up close, definitely. So let me put it around here. It really reminds me of the Antwerp Brouwerij. It has this interactive tour of the building, which you can visit and look around how the beer is being made and processed and its history, which is it's quite an history that we have here making beer in Belgium. It's quite funny to know. But yeah, it looks amazing, and this is a similar building, I guess, because it is attracting some tourism, some more attractiveness, and even it has a plus 25 points for meals, so it serves as a restaurant as well, which is really nice. So it does fit with the build that I have in mind, creating this creative hotspot right here, right? Now, I do want to add some alleyways around it, and I've downloaded some new ones with the road builder mod as well. The base game has alleyways that does not have sidewalks around them, but for this part of the city I feel like we do need some sidewalks around the alleyway, because especially with these kind of buildings you want your people to be safe on the streets and not have a car honking behind you, right? So this to me makes way more sense. So let me gonna add this one around here. I think that fits in perfectly. Why is it not snapping? Yes, that's 90 degrees. Thank you very much. And you can easily download this with the road builder mod as well. Just search for alleyway with sidewalks. I think you can find it right easily. You can download it directly into the game. No need to wait, which is quite amazing. And then I'm gonna add in some terraces in the back to extend the courtyard from the brouwerij just a little bit and make the idea of people having a drink in the sun, which is the pocket park is I think too big, right? So 2 cells big. I mean, not like too big, but 2 cells big. So I think this should be fine if I do that. Do we still have 2, or am I miscalculating? No, this should be fine. So I think that should be fine around here. We can extend this even into this street. Make some interesting blocks here for the apartments that surround this area. And we're going to use a few of the northeast pack, but mostly I think the southwest pack. Hello, 90 degrees, thank you. Because those are a little bit more colorful with a nice color scheme, the southwest apartment buildings, which I do think does fit this neighborhood quite well. But first, let me grab this other unique building that I had in mind, which is the mixed housing. That is over here. That is this one. Yes. You already saw 2 other buildings, but that is for the future. That is not for now. But we're gonna grab this one and then place it, I think... Oh, this fits perfect. I think it makes sense to face it this street so that the apartments with the balconies in the back can face the courtyard, right? I think that makes the most sense. Let's put it on the corner though, so it makes a connection with that street in the future. So maybe around this, or no, the courtyard will be over here, right? Yeah, maybe here. I think that's better. if I did that right, I should be able to connect this 90 degrees along this side as well. I think. Yes, I can. Perfect. And then we're going to grab those pocket parks. Now we're going to have some fun with those because they randomize, right? And you cannot recolor them. Of course, you can say, well, build your own, but that does way too much time right now. And I don't have the time, so, or the patience. So I just want to see what's going to happen if I'm just going to plop those in. Okay, I think that's about it for all the streets in this particular section. We do have some interesting shapes for the apartments that we're going to build later on. But as you can see, I've already changed the terraces just a tiny bit. I got this one with the yellow parasols as well, which I do like. And we're going to detail just a little bit this section real quickly because... as you can see in the back, there's this wall that does not connect with the brewery, but we do have this pathway in the back all the way around here in this area, connecting with this section right here where there are a few benches around. So I'm gonna grab the bulldozer tool and I'm gonna delete those trees around it just a tiny bit and maybe play around with the surface tool to create the illusion that this is just one basic build around this area. Now, I hope I'm going to do this correctly because I am not great with surfaces as we speak. So sit tight. I think that is quite nice though. Not bad, not bad. So for instance, if you go to the cafe after your visit, you can easily go around the back, go use this pathway and then sit around right over here. Now I want to do the same thing as well here because we do have these two pathways. We have this weird intersection where it goes from a two-way street to a one-way street, basically. I don't mind this because we have these in real life, of course, as well. Hello, bus. But it does make sense to me then to split it off with a small alleyway in the back because basically we cannot build around this cell around here anyway. But then it goes around here. But if I'm gonna want to connect this, I have to go over the brewery basically and not around it because otherwise I cannot build anything anymore here. So I'm gonna try that as well. So I'm gonna use Anarchy again and gonna grab the pathway, the small one. Turn off snapping again. Where is it? So basically it was around here. So I think if I'm gonna just do this, I should be fine, right? And then like so. Is it easy as that? I think it's easy as that. It's a little bit weird looking. Oh, what did I do? There we go. But I think we're gonna fix that in the future just a little bit with maybe with some what's the word for it? Service tool around this with the apartments. I think we can make a great connection here as well. So that turned out quite nicely. Now, when it comes to the buildings, I think this is the more artistic feel that I have in mind for this district. I've used a lot of Southwest apartments and row housing, as you can see, basically due to the fact that the brewery is quite tiny. It's not that tall in height, and it makes sense to me to keep it quite lower with these architectural around us. So we still see the brewery around this district, as you can see right now. Now, on the corner, I've used the same buildings from the Southwest Pact. I just love these buildings. Cannot help it. They look really beautiful. And I've built this more architectural design around it. So I feel like this is more of a local decision of city council to build this bigger project here in Richie Bay. These row houses look amazing and they fit in perfectly with the apartment complexes, I feel, from the southwest back. And they come in different vibrant colors, which I do love as well. Basically, the normal standard color is white or beige, but for this artistic district, I feel like there are a few homeowners that want to show their individualistic side and decided to paint their house brightly blue or red or yellow or green, you know, stuff like that. It looks really cute, and I really like that. Here in the back, we have some northeast apartments with that same kind of architectural style, so it fit in perfectly. And then I already added some parks around this area. So here we have an outdoor activity park, a gym basically. I think that fits in well with this district. And then on the other side, we have the dog park. I don't have a lot of dog parks just yet in Richie Bay, so it would make sense to have another one. We have a lot of puppers living around here. And I do like the fact that now we have this subway station around here. It would be nice to create a custom park around this and people can walk from their subway station through the park round here and then enter their own neighborhood. Also, it feels like this should be a park because we have two bigger elementary schools right here, so the children can play safely, waiting for their parents to pick them up, basically. Now, another leisure venue building that I do enjoy as well, that I was going to add in maybe a little bit later over here, but it just fitted here nicely, and that is the tea lounge around this area. So we put some southwest commercial buildings here in the back. I just zoned them basically so they're gonna get leveled a little bit later on through this playthrough as well. But I just love this artistic vibe here, and where you can sit outside and maybe watch over the park and see the doggies running around and stuff like that. Now, the fun thing is there is a lot of space here left to detail. We have some bigger projects when it comes to detailing, especially the park area around here and also around here. But you also already seen that a little bit in my video. So I'm not going to show that on the speed build for today because I do want to detail a little bit up close around this area. Add some more bikes here on the streets, some containers. Make these front yards a little bit more individualistic with some pottery and some plant, maybe some seating. And of course, we're gonna add a lot of mural art advertisements, I was going to say. Advertisement in American, of course, or in Dutch, advertenties. Around this area just to make it feel way more alive. This time I really want to create a neighborhood where I want to walk around the streets. So let's jump right in. I like it. I really do. So here we are at the final result of this new creative district that we built right here. And let me take you around a little bit for a small tour. Now, first off, we have this new park right over here, close to the elementary school and the subway station. I've played around with some decals, so this basketball court is not functional, but I thought it would look quite nice to have it in the park and not per se on the side of the street. And I've placed a small decal as well here with the service tool, making the effect that there's a small picnic blanket and a small picnic going on, which I thought was quite funny. Other than that, we've expanded the dog park just a little bit with some more toys and tools for the puppers to play around a bit, and with the children playground as well. And the fun fact is, people actually use this new pathway from the subway station, so they actually go onto this section and then move around the park area right over here and then go across this area. As you can see right now, people are moving. So it's great to see those small little details. On the side, we have, of course, the parking area. And then over here, we have the tea lounge. Now, I'm quite happy with the end result here as well. I always found it difficult when it comes to like these diagonal shapes to create something that looks believable. So I've did this a little bit. I've added a small park on the side so you can actually see the building. And then from these apartments, I think it's a nice look to have this across your street. And then on the other side, I've placed these Southwest commercial buildings. And as you can see, we've had this one-sided cell over, and I've placed some more parking around here, and it's actually being used, which I really like. Then I've created this wall and then extended the garden of the tea lounge a bit, which makes sense in my opinion. So you can now sit in the sun a little bit longer when you sit on the terrace right here. So I really enjoyed this look of this small section right here as well. And then when we go into our streets around here, yes, this side around here, as you can saw on the speed build, I've detailed all of these front yards and backyards just a little bit. These cars are props, so those are not real for the moment, because I tried to place the dome invisible parking around here, but they mess up the way people come in and out of their buildings right here, so I've deleted those. But on this side, those parked cars are real, and I've used the mod of the invisible parking by Dome. Really check that out. They have a lot of new parking lots that is easy to place when you have these lost empty spaces, and you know, people are actually using this. So it's really great to see this tiny alleyway that's a little bit more quiet. People are sitting in their front yard, but also have their parked car in front of it, you know, stuff like that. I also made this story up that it is garbage day, so there are a lot of Clicos and containers in the front of the street ready for pickup for the garbage trucks. And when you enter this section right here, we have this beautiful wall art for the girl with the watering can right here. I believe this is based on a real mural art, but I don't remember where it is basically, so I'm so sorry. But I thought it was fun to, of course, add some greenery as well, making the idea that she is watering yeah, the bushes and the trees and the flowers right over there. Just a small little detail. Now, for all of these apartments here in the back, I've added some fencing around them and created their own little gardens, but I tried not to do the same basically. So every little garden or backyard is a little bit different to make it more, of course, a little bit unique around this area. And then we go to the brouwerij. Remember the word, everyone, for brewery. It is a brouwerij. So we've added a small tasting in the front of the brouwerij, the brewery right here, so people can have a little sample sale, of course, of this area. The cars are still working in and out, so that's great. On the side of it, we got a delivery truck ready to basically export or import the beer that we have right here. Maybe they go to different stores, or maybe we have some materials or raw materials coming in for making the beer right here. And then we added some benches and some known parking zones. And then here in the back, I just added some small details, more bicycles, more hedges, to make this look a little bit more realistic and a little bit closed off, that the terrace is not basically being used by random people and it's really part of the brewery right here. Here we have some more apartment details in the back. I do love these things around here, which you can play around. They come in different sizes and shapes and they randomize. Sometimes they are empty, but when you play around a little bit and click on them, you get a lounge chair, you get some dining chairs, you get an umbrella. It's really nice. It's really easy for me to build some interesting shapes around here as well. With that, oh yeah, and close to the brewery, I've also, I think, where was it? Added some advertisements right over here. So we've added a Spotify and an Apple advertisement right over here. For this is a more creative neighborhood, so I thought maybe some more creative brands would, you know, put up some posters right here to convince people to use their products. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I don't use Apple, so sorry. But I thought it would make sense around here anyway. Again, here with another patio around here with these apartments, diagonal shapes, I decided to make this all basically their own garden area, which I think is quite nice. And then over here, we got another advertisement of Airbnb, which I think would also make sense. Basically, these are really looking, nice looking apartments around this area, of course. We have some more creative things going around here. So it would make sense that some people, some folks around here would basically rent out their own apartment or house for an Airbnb stop around here. And then on the unique building around this area, I've put in Totoro, the famous bus stop scene of Studio Ghibli, the movies. If you're a fan, you know what I mean. But I'm also wondering if I can scale this a little bit bigger, because I do really like this mural and I'm a big fan of Studio Ghibli, but I wanted it to use the whole wall basically. So if you have any tips or suggestions on how to do that, please let me know in the comments, because it would be great if we saw this little big guy all over the wall right here. That just would make me so happy. But that's just me. And then in the back around here, we have some more apartments, some more alleyways. If we go into this street right here, maybe I'm gonna add some more parked cars around here too. That would be quite nice though. We can add that a little bit later on. I think we do. So yeah, it will fix in quite nicely here. But we have this outdoor gym around this side, which is being used with the pathways as well. And I've expanded it a little bit with some surface tools, as you can see. Built this old water tower around here, or silo. I don't know what it is, but it's just like an old industrial thing that I think people can chill around right here as well. People, again, also use these alleyways as well, so that is quite nice. And then we have this little square when we come off into our commercial district again, basically entering the museum right here. So that's about it for this whole district. I'm really happy with this result. It really looks nice, at least in my opinion. And of course, I hope you enjoyed the video as well as much as I have been building this district right here. So that's about it for today's video, and that is some great timing because Richie just jumped on the desk right here for some cuddles. And if you made it this far until the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the video because it would greatly support the channel. Next time, we're gonna continue this detailed build of our creative district. And if you have any suggestions about the name, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks again for watching and have a lovely day. Bye bye everyone.